So you were talking about Violent J having hanging out with Neil deGrasse Tyson on one of our earlier episodes. Yeah. Probably just mentioned it in passing. I don't remember us talking about it at length, but
no, because I hadn't seen it until just a few days ago. Well, I'm like 2 weeks late to the party on this, but it's a really interesting video actually, because so Violent J, he's touring right now, so he's been doing a lot of podcasts and stuff, a lot of interviews, and one of the shows he was on, they had Neil deGrasse Tyson on for a completely different reason, but they just happened to have him on at the same time. So they bring him out, and Violent J, he's stoked. He's talking about how he's a fan. He's a huge.
Is Neil deGrasse Tyson a dick to him?
Oh, we're getting to this.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
So he's stoked. You can tell he's excited too, because Violent J is a huge alien space guy.
He's a science fan, He's not
especially science fiction-y type stuff that he thinks it.
Which honestly, more people that are into Neil deGrasse Tyson are into science fiction than they're into
which is weird because of his attitude towards that kind of stuff.
Well, it's astrophysics, People who love sci-fi love astrophysicists because it's a very sci-fi profession.
More open to that kind of stuff that you could listen to, I guess.
Yeah. Well, because he's very much he's also very much gives Disney celebrity vibes,
But so they're talking about the fucking alien mummies, the supposed alien bodies with the fucking crooked ass fucking legs and shit,
Yeah.
And Violent J had never seen it, so that was his first time seeing it. He's I've never even seen this before.
So he got his candid reaction. And you got to pause the story. Talk about something else. Switch gears for 20 seconds while I get water.
For 20 seconds. Okay. To completely change the subject temporarily. This monster drink is kind of cool. I don't drink energy drinks too much, so I don't know how much of this I can actually drink before I start to feel a little too wired.
Okay, you can keep telling me.
Okay.
You can keep telling me now.
So, what was I saying? They're talking about the alien mummies. And, Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's just doing his thing, they said this is 30% human, the same DNA as us, but we share more DNA with bananas and stuff. So why does it have a face? Why does it look so much like us? He's bringing up pretty decent points, actually. Nothing wrong with that, but
right. So he's out logicking the thing that's obviously a hoax for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
but
that's an interesting way to go about it. See, that's my problem with him. He always wants to sound smart, but it makes him seem come off as very pretentious sometimes. Because it's dude, there's a real answer to that, and it just takes looking it up. You don't have to big brain your way through it. You don't have to be well, according to my estimation, it's actually no, because you don't know anything about the situation. Yeah. It's actually a big problem with people who are really into hard sciences, who get really bogged down in math and stuff, to think that they're really smart about other things. But and biology, an astrophysicist talking about biology. He's more qualified than us, but he's not as qualified as a biologist.
That's even debatable.
Who said it was goat bones? So it's not
I'd say that's even debatable, because if we did our own studies on it, I mean, what makes us less credible in that particular subject if he's not particularly trained in that subject? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, exactly. If we
did our own studies, then isn't it an even playing field to start with at that point?
No,
in a way,
it would have to be we would have to get our own we would have to, as in our own studies, we would have to do our own studies and basically self-teach ourselves biology through college level textbooks, because he took at least one biology class in college.
I guess you're right. He probably did actually learn a little bit of it. But
But at the same time, he's like trying to big dick a conversation for no reason.
And that's kind of what I'm getting at, is that this whole interview reminded me why I love Violent J and why I fucking hate Neil deGrasse Tyson at the same time. Like, if you need a reminder for both of those things, great video for that. This fucking, like, Violent J is just kind of playing... It kind of reminded me of our debates in a way, except just way worse on Neil deGrasse Tyson's end. Yeah. Because Violent J is just kind of playing devil's advocate. He's like, well, I mean, you don't know. I don't know. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
He's like reeing about it. Where'd my letter go? I lost my letter.
It's right here.
Okay.
They're like freaking out.
Yeah, I was about to get really whiny.
But they bring up the magnets thing for a second. The fucking, of course, the interviewers, they're like, okay, we got to do this since you're both here. We got to talk about magnets, you know, and I don't remember what Neil deGrasse Tyson was saying, but like Violent J brought up this video that they showed on one of their older podcasts like a few years back. It's supposedly like an old like black and white video from like World War II or some shit of a dude like flying around in like a little basket, like flying saucer thing. Yeah. And Violent J was just talking about magnets and like, he was like talking about how, you know, he thinks it's magnets and yada yada. And at some point he was like, this is why I believe in a creator. And then Neil deGrasse Tyson immediately is like, wait, you believe in a god because a dude flying around in a basket? And then he's like, I really hope you have better reasons to believe in a creator than that. And then, like, Violent J, like, from then on, every
That's
time...
like Reddit atheist vibes.
It was an obvious trigger for him, because from then on, every time Violent J would try to speak, like, Neil deGrasse Tyson would just speak over him and, like, fucking, like, big dick him. Like, what? Oh, I know more than you. Like, and Violent J is just, like... You could tell, like, he's a fan, but he's just kind of getting shut down, so he just kind of got quiet after a while. And I was like... I kind of felt bad. I was like, because Violent J is very well known for dominating his conversations with people. He actually gets a bad rep for it. Yeah. And well, especially. So to see him get shut down like that, I was like,
well, and dude, why does Neil deGrasse Tyson have to be such a dick? Yeah. Like,
well, and even like.
Violent J didn't graduate the 9th grade. Give him a fucking break, dude. Like, come on. He is genuinely curious about this stuff.
And at one point, he was like, he like looked at Violent J and just started laughing. He's like, I just see this clown face over here looking at me, and it was kind of condescending. And then at the end, of the interview,
it's like, get me, we're about to fight. Like, it's the words, you know, calling me a clown. Like, even if I have face paint, how you say it would be one thing, you know.
And then like at the end of the interview, like when they're all like wrapping up, and you know, Violent J again is like saying he's a fan and everything, and Neil deGrasse Tyson is like, haven't I seen you like on videos, like doing weird stuff or something?
What?
And yeah, like he thinks he's like a YouTube star or something. I don't know. And Violent J was like, you've probably seen me. There's like, I'm with another guy. We rap, we throw Fago around. I've got like a 9th grade education. And, you know, he's like still like trying to be playful. And Neil deGrasse Tyson's just kind of being a dick like the whole time. I'm like, dude, like this guy just said he's a fan of yours. Why are you?
We should do like an expose on this.
Yeah, I would like to like actually watch the video. And, like,
I bet Neil deGrasse Tyson has some stuff right under the surface that make him seem like way more of an asshole than just like the occasional saying him stuff.
The cherry on top for me was, so Violent J had his girlfriend with him, right? Mm-hmm. And Neil deGrasse Tyson did this, I think, like 3 times, where he would like interject the conversation and be like, what about you? Do you have any questions? And she's just like, no, I'm just kind of, you know, I'm just listening. And then they would like argue for a second about whatever, and then he's like, "Come on, you have to have some questions for me, right?" it's like I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson. You must have some questions for me, right? He's like, "Come on, you have questions about the universe, God, something, right?" Like it was like the cockiest, fucking, most arrogant shit I've ever seen in my life from a scientist. I was like,
well, I think we could all.
Like, she obviously is just listening, dude. Like, why are you? And if that was my girlfriend, I would be like pretty defensive about that. Actually, like, why are you trying to involve her so much? Like, she's not trying to involve herself in this. Like, shut the fuck up.
She's fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
what the fuck?
Neil deGrasse Tyson has a problem with consent.
He does actually. Like,
that's what it sounds like.
It's pretty obvious actually from that interview. He does have a problem with consent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking TikTok clip. Yeah, that is unfortunate though. I really wish you got specific clips of that. How long is it?
I mean, it's like a almost 30-minute video. It's not too long. Like
we
25.
We could probably watch
minutes.
little bits of it.
We could watch little parts, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was really annoying. Like, and you could tell Violent J was annoyed because you just kind of shut up after a while. And he never does that. Like, literally ever.
Yeah, he probably got upset.
Yeah, well, because he was like an actual fan. It was like his Eminem moment when Eminem met him back in the day.
Oh, no. Is there going to be a Neil deGrasse Tyson diss track?
Oh, shit.
Do you think there's going to be one in the future now?
Oh, shit.
Is he going to subtweet him? I don't know what it's called. Did you hit that?
Yeah, I hit it. We're going to need our headphones, though, right?
Oh, yeah. We Nizzy need the hizzy phones. The fizzy. No, that's dumb.
Fucking cords, man.
You should probably watch what you're doing.
Yeah.
You should probably be careful instead of fucking shit up. You know, that looks so much like he's just stealing the Mario face.
It is. It's literally what it is.
Is he allowed to do that? Or is he just being a little rebel? Taking trademark
I honestly don't
characters.
know. But I went to the bar with this outfit on and everybody recognized it as Mario.
Yeah.
I got so many compliments.
Yeah.
People were like, dude, love the outfit. I love the Mario shit.
Yeah.
That's all people see.
Yeah. Which is really funny because I could walk in there with just Mario all over my fucking outfit and get the same compliments.
Yeah. Pretty much. Plugs in on that side, right?
Worlds come together. Over on Jim Norton and Sam Roberts, the SiriusXM morning show that I host every weekday morning, Violent J, the Duke of the Wicked of the Insane Clown Posse, was in studio, and who would join us but renowned astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson? What would happen when this wicked clown would meet one of the smartest men alive? Well, you're about to find out. Our Violent J is hanging out, and we welcome in Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Hello.
Please come in. Have you met Violent before?
I have not met Violent.
It's so weird.
Yes. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Sit
down, Neil.
Met him before.
You would remember.
Hello, Neil.
Sarah.
Wow. How rude touching him like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, right away, you see the consent issue with him just touching me.
aliens.
Because I've always found that inappropriate. Doesn't matter if it's a man, woman. If you're a man, woman, you shouldn't just touch people you don't know.
Yep, they're right there
Oh,
analyzed.
yeah, I love it.
That's it.
Love me some aliens.
2 aliens.
But what's a little odd, he said he has 30% DNA overlapping with us, which is not very much.
Right.
We have like 10% DNA with a banana or something. So 30%. So
well, in my house we do.
An alien. And
I had no idea this happened.
You didn't know about that?
Yeah.
Mexican Congress. They brought it into Congress and said, here are some alien bodies we found.
So this is the first thing you were talking about.
Now they're going to vanish.
Now, you never hear from them again.
They'll be like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'll never hear about them again.
And then Neil deGrasse Tyson will say, yeah, I don't know anything about it.
So that's what happened when they found the little one. Remember the little one?
The little alien.
This big.
No, I don't remember Little Alien.
They found it in.
He's talking about the little
Spain or
6-inch
something?
mummy.
Yeah.
So.
So did other people?
Yeah, and it was a
If that's
mummified
mummified,
child.
there should be some soft tissue
Unfortunately.
there.
Look,
that
they're
could
right
be
there, dude.
analyzed.
Yep, they're right there
Oh
analyzed.
yeah, I love it.
That's it.
Love me some.
Ugh.
It's very
Gross. I don't like seeing like the remains put back up as like aliens, and that's like
and drop it
it's so
through
gross.
an atmosphere. There are forces in the object that will render it spherical. So
do they just have a guy standing around with a camera in his hands the whole time?
Yeah, that's definitely what's going on here.
So that's how they
That's off-putting.
That's how they make ball bearings.
Or is that like a camera effect in post to make it seem like that?
It cools as it comes, and it turns itself.
No,
into a
you can
sphere.
see a couple
I wrote
guys
an
holding
essay
cameras in the
called
back.
That's so weird.
which talks about all the forces that render things spherical.
I wrote the same essay about Jim.
Yeah. You can Google it on Being Around. It'll take you to my website. Do you have something to say? You could say something too.
No, I need.
But can we have a whole other person here?
I need to ask you a question because Violent J is here, and it's very important that we get to the bottom of something.
Because you're answering Jay's question as well about how they find
This
those
is the magnets part.
With you guys in the same room,
Yes.
we can finally get to the bottom of something.
Yes.
Because 2 years back, Violent J and his musical partner Shaggy 2 Dope, they wrote a song called.
So what's Neil deGrasse Tyson promoting right here?
A very scientific
a
question.
new book, I guess.
Magnets. How do they work?
They're miracles.
And they surmise miracles, which I say I don't know how they work, so I'm gonna go with you on this one.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You seen the guy flying in the basket? Like it looks like 70s footage. Guy flying around.
Violent J has a hilarious way of articulating.
Find the guy flying in the basket.
You know what? The person that reminds me of the most of Violent J in my life is Eric.
I do not know.
Okay.
A little bit, actually. I noticed when I watch Violent J in interviews, he kind of reminds me of Eric in a lot of
I
ways.
swear to God, he's flying around in like a
They've
craft
aged in
maybe
similar
standing
ways.
Yeah, and they're about the same age
Looks like
too,
he's
you know.
flying in
So
a fucking big laundry hamper.
Okay.
And he's standing in
similar
it,
amount of
flying,
education.
and,
So like they talk about the same, like this, like
flying around on the
such something I would hear Eric say.
Then he takes the fucking camera.
You see the guy flying around in the basket?
You can see the shadow on the ground. You know what I mean? And this footage been around forever, right?
Okay. Cool.
But like,
so
hold on, let me play this back a little bit. Even watch Neil deGrasse Tyson's attitude right here as Violent J's telling this story. It doesn't matter if it's sounds
And he's
wacky.
being so earnest about it
Yeah,
too. Like
like-
flying around over a field, right?
Yeah.
Then he takes the fucking.
Play it back a little more.
Okay.
I mean, that looks like a
Okay.
pretty good
I don't know if we're
reaction.
gonna be able to find
I mean,
it.
bad
It's
reaction,
so dope,
but
I swear to God, he's flying
it's
around
good.
in like
I have
a
it.
craft he made. He's standing in it,
Uh-huh.
right? Looks like he's flying in a fucking big laundry hamper. And
Okay.
he's standing in it flying, and you
Okay.
see him flying around,
Okay.
right? He's flying around over a field, right?
Yeah.
Then he takes the fucking camera in the thing.
Yeah.
And he
Doesn't seem
flies
like he's
around,
even
shows
listening.
You can see the shadow
Yeah.
on the ground and everything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And this footage been around forever, right?
Okay. Cool.
You know what I mean?
So
Yeah.
it's done with magnets.
Okay, cool.
If there are aliens,
You mean
It's
he
not even
told
done.
you he did it with magnets?
no? I'm assuming. Okay.
Oh, you're wondering what? Hold on. You just said it's done with magnets. I mean, that
Somehow.
was very
Done with magnets.
declarative of
Somehow.
you.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
and if there are aliens here, right? The things I've read and seen on TV, which means it has to be true, right?
Yeah.
Is
Obvious
you can
joke.
fucking grab it,
Yeah.
you know, somehow, and then create some sort of wormhole or something and bypass time. You know, look at a black hole. Isn't that the only thing that can?
I feel like this is the point where Neil deGrasse Tyson
No,
realizes,
bending
okay,
time
I'm
is
way
weird.
smarter than this guy.
Time is interfering with us right now. Do you realize our clocks are ticking more slowly than the
He's
clocks
so
that are on
mean
GPS
about it.
satellites? Because they are farther away from Earth's center of gravity than we are. The closer you are to a source of gravity, the slower your time ticks. And they portrayed that in the movie Interstellar. When the guys went down
That
to the
doesn't
planet
sound.
around the black hole, they were down there for 15
That doesn't
minutes. They came
sound
back up to the spaceship. The guy had been there for
real.
20 years.
Oh, that's what they say.
Time
Is
is
that
always being
time is longer when you're further
by
away from
our
Earth?
speed and by the
Yeah,
strength of the
time moves
gravitational
faster
field you're in.
near
So then
masses
why
of
would
gravity.
you
Is
just-
what
Oh, okay.
So we can get the fuck off this gravity plane and live to be 500. You know,
Oh, so what you want to do is go to a higher.
That's a good question,
no,
actually.
You don't live. You still live what you think is your normal life, relative to other people. They
That's
think
what
you're
I'm
living
saying.
more
It
slowly.
probably don't make any
You-
difference.
no,
to
you don't. You
know?
don't feel this at all. You'll see the future that you wouldn't otherwise see elsewhere, but in your world, everything's going normal. You don't even know it.
Right. You
That's
can't.
that's why it's
So
called
right now it
relativity.
seems like a
And
normal
that's why I
conversation,
believe
but
in God or
you'll see the
creator,
cockiness start to
okay?
come in.
Because
What,
I'm
because the guy's
Right
floating
here.
in a basket.
That's very.
I
that's
would
not-
that's
hope
damn
if you
near-
believe in
Well,
creativity,
that's kind of
some
to
deeper
jump
reasons
back
than
a
that.
little bit,
I'm telling you
but
right now, I wish we could find that fucking footage, man, because this guy,
You got the basket guy? Come on, bro.
man, it's about magnets though. They're using magnets. They're doing something with
Did he
magic.
tell you he's
found
using
a way
magnets?
to fly with no propulsion. See what I'm saying? No blades, no propellers.
So here's what happens. You know, with magnets, the farther away you are from the other magnet side of that equation, the weaker is the field. So you can't just keep going out into space, repelling.
I feel like they're
whatever-
talking
He's
past
He's
each
only,
other
he's
here.
only 10 feet off the ground, but he's zipping around.
And this is where he starts
But
talking
check
over
it out. It's
Violent J
old
all the
footage from
time.
the 70s.
Is from
But
here
check
on
it
out.
out.
So why isn't there new footage that shows it even better? Why isn't this
Because he
developed?
See, so check it out, and then he just interrupts.
Government.
Now hold on.
So the highly competent U.S. government is stealing everybody's new ideas.
But I want to make my point
The
about
Men
why.
in Black showed up. So anyone who's worked for the government
dare you.
has no.
See, now he can't even make his points from now on. Can't even like
People
talk
have.
now.
I understand
that
why
the
you
government
used the
can hold
word
a secret.
triggered.
Look at how
Yeah.
much we knew about President Clinton's Jack Kelly. Okay? If there was a state secret, it would have been that. But there it is
No,
on
it
TV.
wouldn't have been that. Why does anybody care to keep that secret? It means nothing. I'm saying it doesn't no value to the
So
fucking
two
government.
things have to be
Oh,
true.
I mean, that's
The aliens or whatever secrets only.
that was
are
a good
brought to the
point for Violent
government.
J.
Yeah.
I mean,
And no one else in
It
the
was.
U.S. government and no one else in the world, and the government has to successfully keep it a secret. You know, as an example, if they're stockpiling aliens in
Mexico.
Mexico, New Mexico.
Area
Oh, in
51?
Roswell.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I meant in the.
Area
I guess we got the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Magnet's response.
Yeah,
So we'll get the
basically the rest of the
landing.
interview is just
Now,
him
just
talking
came
over
out
Violent
the
J, and
new
then Violent
book
J
by
just
Neil
kind of stops
deGrasse
talking.
Tyson, To Infinity and Beyond. Your books are always so great, as are your appearances. Violent J is headed out to continue on the Three-Headed Monster tour. He's going to be in. He was in Brooklyn last night. He'll be in Montreal tonight. There's additional dates through early October.
I think I've seen
Just,
video.
are they done talking at this point, or is there anything good?
Is this what I'm remembering?
Oh, okay, here it is. Perfect.
Oh.
He
Let's
just
just-
said who Violent J is and what he's
I'm
doing
sorry.
right
We
if I-
rap and we throw soda, and I
Yeah.
got a 9th grade education.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
There's a hatchet man involved.
I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get some more of you.
I'll bet.
I see
No,
fucking
no,
peas
I'm
in the
serious.
house.
I like knowing what's out there. I like knowing all the forces that shape what
But
we
like-
call modern civilization.
Yeah, because Violent J is like they're
Hell
Right.
yeah.
And
there's
you
like
put your
venom
mouth
being
through it.
spit back and forth in
Yeah.
a nice way. Like
This dude literally just got done saying Violent J is on the second leg of his three-headed monster tour, yada yada
Yeah.
yada. And then
he's
Neil
like,
deGrasse Tyson's like,
haven't I
"Wait."
seen you in funny little videos? Oh, there's no weed on that. Don't worry. Yeah.
But yeah, like he's not listening to anybody. He's just
Yeah.
waiting to say what he wants to say.
Yeah.
He already had that planned, probably fucking 5 minutes ahead. You know, like
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna say he was in
Yeah,
funny
I didn't.
videos."
I very much didn't like him. I
Yeah,
think no matter what you like, your position is like
You don't have to
Neil
be such
deGrasse Tyson's such a douchebag.
He's such a douchebag.
And any reasonable person would like under. Violent J was cooler in that conversation, even if he was wrong. You know, like
And he's this is the biggest thing is Violent J's not pretending to be smart. He's
No.
making fun of himself in the moment even.
Yeah.
He's like, I got a 9th grade education. He's like,
yeah,
I heard it on TV, so that obviously it's real.
yeah.
He's making jokes,
Yeah.
and Neil deGrasse Tyson is taking it all at face
Yeah.
value, like serious. Like, oh,
Well,
this dude's
he's
stupid.
he thinks he could like act like he like also be a dick about being smarter than Violent J, but you know, it's the
It's
street
like-
smarts thing. He isn't getting that Violent J is casting shade on him every single time he talks past the point where Neil deGrasse Tyson's being a dick. And that's why he felt such an urge to be like, haven't I seen you in little videos?
Mhm.
Because he probably felt at one point during that conversation that Violent J was actually getting him with good responses.
right?
like-
Yeah.
And Violent J didn't go in there as an argument, but he's fought with grown men, you know, plenty of times, probably way more than Neil deGrasse Tyson ever has. You know, like he's gotten like down and dirty and talked plenty
Oh, yeah.
of shit.
Watch
You
like
know.
any of their interviews on Howard Stern.
Yeah. And he talks through people. Like people
Yeah.
will be like, oh, I'm the nice little interviewer. And he'll be like, everything you do is a fucking joke. And they'll be like, I have to ask you the next question now. Like it's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
like Violent J's just a little older. So he's like, obviously like
He's chilled out more.
he's not as sharp and he's a little bit like more chill in how he
Yeah.
would he's throwing shade as opposed to like clowning on someone.
But he
you
was
know,
obviously a fan. Like when he said that, you
Yeah.
could tell he wasn't joking because of his like. If that was somebody else he wasn't a fan of, I could see his reactions being very different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I've seen him before with people. Like there was a interview on ABC. I think it was like 2010, and like halfway through the interview, the interviewer just starts like bombarding them with, this juggalo committed this murder, this juggalo committed this murder, this juggalo committed this murder. How do you respond to this? And Violent J got like super defensive. He was
Yeah.
like, you're just like coming at us like we're part of some fucking criminal organization.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Like, no. Like, you know what I mean? He got like defensive about it. I've seen him do that before, and I don't think he's like so old and like drugged out that he can't do that anymore. I think he was genuinely upset that he was like a fan of this guy, and he was like, dude, we're just trying to have a conversation. Like, I'm not a scientist.
And like I don't know, really talking down to people there. I mean, but Neil deGrasse Tyson's never tried to be the populist. You know, he's a bit more of a pretentious, like, I know about everything, you know, whether or not
this is a well-known thing. I've seen people satirize him on this before. Like, it's not a secret.
I mean, even like it's like a mainstream joke that he like does this shit. Like, maybe people aren't like as cruel or like critical in their assessment of it as we are, like, but like
and he might play
Key
into
and
it
Peele made fun of him like in their sketch, you know.
That comes to mind.
And of course he'll make fun of that a little bit because, like, you know, it's still really lighthearted, but like I think it goes a little deeper than that. I think he's kind of like a fucking asshole, you know.
I remember back
like he would be the worst teacher in the world. Could you imagine him as a teacher?
Oh, dude, he would have been one of those teachers that I ended up cussing out in the middle of class.
Yeah, it would be like, oh, I got sent to the office, and who cares what he taught anybody because he was a fucking asshole, you know?
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, fuck that dude.
Yeah.
And I know we're not the only ones that feel this way, because I saw a video that some juggalo made on YouTube basically going over this interview and kind of saying the same things, like, what the fuck, dude? Why are you being such an asshole? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, and it's interesting how much of an unspoken body language thing it is, more than it is like like what they're actually saying with their words. It's really interesting.
Well, and this actually led me to, I ended up watching a video somebody made like a few years ago about him appearing on the Joe Rogan podcast. And they were basically saying the same thing, where like him and Joe Rogan kind of started going at it. And Joe Rogan, I don't like Joe Rogan, by the way, but he's like talking calmly and like just being like normal. And Neil deGrasse Tyson starts getting like worked up and talking over him like in this. Yeah. And like they kind of pointed out, like, even his body language, like he puts his palms like on the table and like out on the table like this, like
he has to like,
dominate, you know.
He has like fucking, I don't know,
like he.
You know, problems with consent is as far as we can go, but we're going to firmly say at the official position of the podcast is Neil deGrasse Tyson has problems with consent and is a bit domineering.
Yeah, he you know, he doesn't understand.
To put it lightly, if I was a woman, I wouldn't want to be alone in a room with him in a cocktail. You know,
right?
That's the lightest I'm going to put it.
That's the way he dominates conversations with other men.
Then I could only imagine what other situations could lead to what.
Exactly.
But
we're not making accusations.
No, I just said our official position a few moments ago.
Yeah.